Ring Warriors TV, baby, and these are the big questions I have heading into the new week. After UFC 307, is Alex Pereira among the GOATs? And what was wrong with the judges? Why did they do Aldo like that? Keep your hands up, baby. What's poppin', y'all? It's your boy Lou Too Sick, back in the lab, back at it. Ring Warriors TV, another installment, recapping another wild weekend in the world of combat sports. And this weekend was a divisive one, man, just to say the least. All right, UFC 307 went down in Salt Lake City, and people have some opinions, y'all. What do you guys think of the judges? Let me know in the comments. Real quick, before we get into it heavily, make sure you like the page, subscribe, like the video, get it popping in the algo, make a comment. Let's start a conversation going. Let's talk about these fights, because these fights, they were choppy. All right, we're only gonna talk about the main card, so let's get into it, man. Yeah, right off the bat, Jose Aldo versus Mario Batista. Jose Aldo trying to get his belt back, trying to make another run at the belt. We all know him as the legend. My man retired, went away for a little bit, got his stuff right, came back. He's coming off a win. He faced Mario Batista, a young guy looking to get his name up. And yeah, it was a 15-minute snooze fest. Mario Batista shooting for 10 takedowns, getting absolutely zero. He didn't land one takedown. All right, most of the fight was spent against the cage. Batista basically forcing Aldo's back against the cage for 15 minutes. When these guys did have some separation, Aldo did let off. He did land the stronger shots. But what do we see at the end of the fight? My man Batista got the decision. I think it was a split decision victory. Regardless, it was a robbery. How they gonna do Aldo like that? The legend, the icon. There ain't no Brady rule for a legend. You gotta beat the legend to be a legend. It was absolutely terrible. Aldo was in shock. Dana White was in shock after the fight, after the whole event, because this is not the only robbery that took place, but we'll get into that in a second. Definitely puts a little roadblock in the journey for Aldo to get his belt back, but I do not believe this should impact his rankings. In this card, we saw a constant theme. Control was over prioritized over damage. Aldo was landing the stronger shots. At the end of the fight, Batista looked worse for wear than Aldo. I mean, one guy looked like he won a fight, the other guy didn't. Simple as that. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. If you guys think it was a robbery, if I'm wrong, yo, feel free to let me know. I got no problem. I'll take that on the chin. But man, maybe I'm biased. They did a legend dirty, y'all. All right, coming after that, we have Roman Dolidze, Kevin Holland. Not much to say about that fight. Kevin Holland breaking his rib. That fight had to be stopped. Roman Dolidze gets the victory. Not much really to say about that, so we're going to walk past that one. Onto our co-main event. And our co-main event, women's title fight featuring Juliana Pena versus Raquel Pennington. And this one was a snore. This one was boring. I mean, it's crazy to go from Amanda Nunes to what we got on Saturday night. I'm sorry, I'm just going to be honest, but the stark difference in talent and caliber is crazy. It's crazy. When these guys stand up, a lot of times it doesn't look like they really know what they're doing too much. But I digress. Let's talk about the fight and actually what happened. I mean, this was another fight in which I think the judges They mistook control or over prioritized control over damage because Pennington was landing the stronger shots. Had Pena hurt at times. Had Pena in danger of being finished at times. I think it was round 4. Round 1, I had it for Pennington. Slow round, but she was landing more of the shots. Landing cleaner shots. Pena took her down, I think, in round 2, round 3. I might be wrong. It's a few days from that fight. And then in round 4, Pennington shook Pena with a great right hand, dropped her. You thought the fight was going to be finished. Heading into round 5, maybe a 2-2. I think I had it 3-1. Heading into round 5, a little bit more of the same. I mean, the thing with Pena is she would take Pennington down and really not do too much damage. There wasn't too much great damage. One of the rounds, she just spent 2.5 minutes on her back. That's not damage. That's control. But control for what? Not doing nothing. So we end the 5 rounds. Go to a judge's decision, and what do we get? Juliana Pena wins the belt. She is the new champ. Pennington, not happy. The crowd didn't seem happy either. But for me, the one thing I'm really getting out of that match was we need Amanda Nunes back. If those are the two top of what we got for a co-main event on any card, that's boring. That's a third fight right there. And it's not because they're women. It's just because the caliber is not there. And yo, my bad. Let me just chill my mood real quick. All right. Because after the co-main, we did have the main event, and the main event turned out to be a goodie. All right. So I've been sounding pessimistic. Let's get optimistic, and that's with the main event. That main event being UFC light heavyweight title fight between Alex Pereira and Khalil Rountree. A great story heading into the fight. Khalil Rountree is a guy with a great story. A champion's tale, really. I mean, my man was a big heavyweight, big guy before he found MMA. That changed his life, showed him a healthier way to live. Now he's a light heavyweight beast at 205. My man's ripped, tatted up, crazy, looking like an absolute monster. Not only that, he's at the top of his UFC division. Not only that, he's married to a supermodel. So really, all he needed to do was to add the cherry on top of everything was to win a belt on Saturday night. Unfortunately, the man in his way is Alex Poatan Pereira, and my man is on a Hall of Fame run right now. We all know, beat Adesanya, put Sean Strickland to sleep, won the middleweight belt, won the light heavyweight belt easy. People want him to maybe go to heavyweight, face John Jones. Well, in this fight, he did nothing to squash those rumors because my man came out cool, calm, collected as he always does. First 2 rounds, I mean, it looked like Rountree could give him some issues. He was tagging him early in the first 2 rounds, but Pereira was staying cool, calm, and collected. And what you've seen in the past, my man likes to chill, play it back, let his opponent make errors, and then he takes over from there. And that's exactly what he did, man. First 2 rounds, he really focused on leg shots. Didn't really open up crazy. Rountree was tagging him a little bit. We go to round 3. You start seeing those leg kicks, the legendary leg kicks of Pereira, start to take effect on Rountree, starts impacting his movement. This is really, really big for Rountree because Rountree is a fast dude, very explosive coming in. He can end the fight in 1 punch. Funky movement like his is hard to pick up on, hard to predict. This slowed down Rountree, helped Pereira predict his actions even more. And after 3 rounds, I mean, I had the fight scored 2-1 in Rountree's favor. But, you know, the writing was on the wall there. We saw the tea leaves. We saw the image in the tea leaves. And that was Pereira was coming to finish. I mean, Pereira in the 4th round came out, tagged Rountree early. And I think it took 3-4 minutes. It was a 3-4 minute span in which Pereira entered Matrix mode. No lie, this was legendary Matrix mode. Just head to head with Rountree. bobbing and weaving shots. Bang, 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 bang. Landing. Rountree, who was cut at this point, was leaking crazy. It looked terrible. His eye was flapping. Nevertheless, he kept coming, man. He was not trying to go down. Give that man some credit. He has some crazy heart. He took a wild onslaught for really about 3 minutes. Still, the whole time, kept standing to the very end. I think it was in the final minute. Some body shots finally put Rountree out. I think it got to a point where the body can't even take that damage anymore. Eventually, you're going to have to drop. Now, with the victory, our man Pereira kind of makes history in his own right. That's his third title defense in the calendar year. He's the first fighter ever to do that. After the fight, he spoke to Joe Rogan, and my man is not interested right now, at least, in fighting a heavyweight. Moving up to face John Jones. Right now, he says he likes his division. He's also friends with Sean Strickland. We've seen in training camp a recent friendship kindled between the two. It's romantic. It's sweet. But yeah, he says that's his division. He could stay down there, keep that division. I'll stay here in heavyweight because I got some more work to do. And when he says that, the one question I have is, what work? Who you have left to fight? Ankalaev? That's maybe if he wins. Dominic Reyes? That's maybe if he wins. He gets back to his old ways. But really, we're at a point where Pereira is too dominant for this division. We got to figure out something next for him. We need super fights. All right, and that right now is John Jones. I'm sorry to say it. I moved to heavyweight. Maybe an Adesanya third fight. Adesanya move up to light heavyweight. I don't think Pereira. I can't think we're gonna ask Pereira, the champion, to move down to middleweight. He's a champ. He shouldn't be doing all that work. Adesanya needs something. So there's money in a fight there. A third Adesanya Pereira fight. But honestly, I don't think a lot of people want to see it. So right now, you might have to think that Pereira's in the spot that Anderson Silva was when he was beating up dudes when he was defending his belt. When it looked like it wasn't even competitive. Times he knocked out Forrest Griffin. Bop, 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 boom. Knocked him out with a jab. Similar to how he did Rountree. Saturday was his Forrest Griffin moment for Pereira. But it gets to a point when you're this dominant, people are not going to even watch. We know what we're going to get out of you. And sometimes the payoff ain't worth it. Pereira be knocking dudes out quick. That's cool and all, but if I'm on the East Coast, that fight coming on at 2 a.m., I'll just catch the highlight after. We all know what's going to happen. He knocked out Bo Nickel. Like, we didn't expect that. Now, my final word on the night really is, if you have to pick a big winner of the night, despite losing, I think Khalil Rountree earned a lot of fans' respect on Saturday night. He earned a lot of fans in general on Saturday night. Because my man, like I said, he has a champions-like story. A story of adversity, overcoming adversity, and making it to the grandest stage. And that's a UFC title fight. And though he didn't win, my man got punished. And despite being punished, my man stood up and faced it. Kept throwing bombs at Pereira. And though he didn't connect, he didn't win, it's the effort that needs to be respected, my man. It's your boy Lu26. This is Ring Warriors TV. Make sure you guys like the video. Subscribe if you haven't. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think of UFC 307. We got some more coming. Some list videos coming. Some history videos we're working on. More reactions coming later on in this week. Until then, you guys know what to do. Keep those hands up, baby.
Every time I wake up, shit feel the same. Got a million thoughts and they weighing on my brain. Sipping on my favorite liquor just to ease the pain. Cause I feel like I'm crazy and desperate need to change. Making plans to move and talking state to state. Talking pounds and haze, medical high grade. Look how my eyes stay. What more can I say? How dare a nigga tell me that this rap won't work?